may never fly the perfect air show, but it sure is fun watching them try. Teamwork is what the Blues are all about. Whether they're on the ground or flying just inches apart, working together as a group is the key to the squadron's success.
Every day you fly, you put your life in others' hands, just as your contract to them is that you're going to do your job so that they can count on you.
I count on 2 and 4 and 1 and 5 and 6 and 7 and 8 and everybody else to be doing what they need to do in order to make the whole effort successful, and they in turn count on me. There's no room for any conflict of interest or personality conflict.
There's no individuals on this team, and it's the group is what is impressive. And there's a lot you can do with a team that you'd never ever be able to do as an individual. So I think that there's teamwork, and we're helping each other out, that every day goes by gets better.
You know, you have to pick people like this. You have to know what they're going to do in an emergency. It's almost like second nature. How they're going to react if something goes wrong, because things go wrong. You see a beautiful show up there. There's always something that doesn't go according to the line. And the reaction has to be instantaneous, and you have to have somebody that you have trust in what he's going to do.
We spend so much time together. We spend 10, 12 hours a day together, so you learn each other's moods and feelings and idiosyncrasies. It's like a big family.
Somebody made the comment to me the other day, I couldn't believe how well we get along. And I don't know what it is from the outsider's viewpoint in, but I think for the most part we get along real well. Sure, we get, like anybody else, it's kind of like a family. They get through the ups and downs, but I think for the most part, I'll miss being in a group of guys that I know, I know when they're having fun, when they're not having fun, when it's time to be serious.
We have little spits and spats that normally we can just rib the other guy and say, hey, what's the matter with you, kiddo? Get over it, and we're okay.
That's somebody having a hard time with point. You can immediately tell it on the radio, and then the other can kind of pull you along. It's actually kind of neat.
We know we're our own worst enemies, and when we make a mistake, we tend to get depressed and down on ourselves. And you can hear it in the voice council. Somebody checks in, you can hear their voice drop. They're just saying, can't believe I did that. It's like you just try to pump each other up. You check in with a little cheerier voice and try to bring them back up.
Back in the 80s, the Blue Angels used to be called the Navy Flight Demonstration Team. And then it got changed to Squadron. But no matter what you call them, it's still very much a team.
The maintenance crew is obviously the heart of the team, because they're the ones that make it happen. If they weren't out there fixing airplanes, keeping them ready and getting them ready for us to fly, there would be no demonstration.
The Blue Angels are, it's a total team concept. A lot of people, obviously for obvious reasons, the general public think the Blue Angels are the 6 demo pilots, but the whole team are Blue Angels. And yes, probably more than anything, the maintenance department, the troops, don't get as much of the credit as they obviously should for putting airplanes in the sky and giving the guys quality jets to fly. They know that they do real well, the pilots know that they do real well, and that they're in the sky because of the maintenance department.
God, that's important, You trust your life to them. They're the ones that put you in the bird that they've taken care of, and they're just as proud of as we are.
Long before the air show begins, the maintenance crew preps the jets for the day's flight. They do it all, from cleaning to refueling to performing all the necessary repairs to ensure the safety of the jets and the pilots who fly them.
I kind of use the maintenance crew turning up airplanes sometimes as my alarm clock, because they're over there a full 2 hours before we go flying. They go out, get in the airplanes, crank them up, get them started, make sure all the systems are a go. If they're not, they fix them. And then we go flying 2 hours later. So they're on the scene a long time before we are. We leave the flight, go back, debrief, and they're still over there working, getting the airplanes ready for the next day.
We take basically 25 people on the road with us to showtime. And with those 25 people, we keep 7 airplanes flying plus the C-130.
I'm a jet engine mechanic. I work on the fuel systems. I work on the engines. I work on the smoke system.
I'm an egress environmental technician working on the ejection seats, the air conditioning system, the oxygen systems, all the life support equipment for the pilots.
My job is just to keep it in the line, making sure the safety of the aircraft and the pilot. That's my main purpose there. I take care of the servicing and make sure everything's clean and taken care of, and strap him in, make sure he's ready to go, launch him out, and make sure that everything.
During the show, you'll see young men and women out in front of the airplanes, all lined up, looking real sharp and crisp. They're out there to give us the signals to check our airplanes over. We cycle the flight controls on their signal, put the flaps up and down, and reset the trim settings, things like that. Check the smoke systems. It's their last chance to look our airplanes over really in a fine fashion. And the hand signals they use are to send us signals, and they also send each other signals. They do things very precisely, just as we do in the air.
The little thing we have, the Blue Jets come first, and that's no different. The Blue Jets come before anniversaries, birthdays, holidays. The Blue Jets come before dinner. The Blue Jets, we're there to perform whatever it takes. If it takes guys coming in on their Liberty hours, you know, it's really close to rivet up a panel for us, they'll come in and do it and go on. In essence, I've sort of become the air traffic controller for the team during our flight demonstrations.
Good afternoon, boss. Surface winds are 240 at 6. Altimeter is 3013. We own the airfield and the airspace, sir. You're cleared for taxi and takeoff, runway 25. Have a good show, sir. Thank you, boss.
Basically talking to the airfield level flying if there's problems with other aircraft in the area.
Cosmo, go ahead. Yes, sir. Have an intruder crowd left right over the I-90 bridge, sir, about 1,100 feet. Okay, we're going to hold here then for that intruder to clear the airspace.
If something breaks, even if it's during any one of those flight times, if anything breaks, we're there to fix it.
Our Goose has landed with oil pressure problem. The signals off.
Just because the Blues are airborne doesn't mean the maintenance crew can relax. During one demonstration, the number 5 jet, piloted by Lieutenant Commander John Foley, is forced to land with an oil pressure problem. By the time he has parked the plane, the maintenance crew has the spare jet prepped and ready for takeoff. Without missing a beat, Gucci, now flying the number 7 jet, is able to rejoin the team for the remaining maneuvers. No problem is too big or too small for the maintenance crew. They'll take as much time and do whatever is necessary to make sure all 6 jets are ready to go.
This problem we had with this aircraft is a fire leak detection element was grounded out, and we had to pull the engine out so our electricians and our chief mechanics could get in there and change the element out. Sure, on time varies a lot according to running the difficulties. But a good engine change, we can have an engine completely changed in an hour and a half, buttoned up, turned, and everything. If everything goes good.
Here, everybody works together. If a plane goes down for another shop, and say power plant is, not the power plant, and you don't have anything else to do, we'll go out and help them. Because we like to see the planes up in the air. It's nothing like, it's not our problem. It's everybody's problem.
Little thing on narration says there's never been an air show canceled due to maintenance difficulties since 1946. And that's something every one of us is real proud of.
Kind of like an old George Will story where he talked about one aspect of the program being the thunder and the other aspect being the lightning. Well, we're kind of the lightning. We go out and flash around, and everybody looks at us. But the thunder, the heart, the strength, and the force, and where it comes from is the maintenance crew.
The F-18 is the Blue Angels aircraft of choice and is considered one of the finest jet fighters currently flying in friendly skies. And sometimes not so friendly skies. From the beginning, the Blue Angels have flown the best planes the Navy had to offer. In 1946, they debuted in the Grumman S-6 Hellcat. But the Hellcat only lasted 4 months as the team realized they needed a more responsive aircraft.
Excuse
Their
me?
search led them to the F-8 Bearcat, a modified version of the Hellcat. The Bearcat fit the bill for the next 3 years. In In 1949, the jet age ushered in the F-9 Panther, which later served the Navy.